Hello, everyone. So today, today, early morning, I guess it's late. I just finished my second playthrough of Pokemon XD. Um, I haven't played the game in a long time, so I thought, why not play it again? An issue I have whenever playing older Pokemon games is that since I want to use every single type of Pokemon, I don't want to use repeats, and that's getting more difficult as I play all the generations. I'm running out of Pokemon, so that means the picks tend to have to get quite eccentric, as the team may show. So Jolteon, the first team member, I'll show moves and that. The stats aren't 1-to-1. Jolteon is a Pokemon I have used before, but there's not much. Shag Khan would put it in his Let's Plays as limited options, and I was somewhat strangled by that. So first we've got Jolteon. So yeah, it's quite basic. So if you're looking at the levels, and anyone's played XD, the levels are rather low, because I don't know. I ended up trying to catch all the Pokemon again, and because I felt like watching a Pokemon in pain, I felt bad, so I wanted to do it. Also, didn't really do much grinding, so the late game got difficult. So as for my Jolteon's moves. For its stats, it's probably like the strongest member on the team, really. It hasn't got a fourth move here because it has Bite, but when I I can show it now. Try to get Bite doesn't come up for some reason. Honestly, probably should have replaced Bite with like Protect, because like Bite, even when super effective, the 60 base power goes to 120. But then you got Thunderbolt, which is 90 power. Well, 95. It says 90 here, but it used to be 95 before Gen 6. 95, and then with Stab is 1.5 times, which we're going to round to like 42. Right, so then there's 132 power, which is more powerful even than, you know, super effective Bite. So I probably should have replaced it with like Protect, because I had a Pokemon using Earthquake and it annoyed me a couple of times, but I couldn't be bothered going back to get it. Jolteon's mostly just, it's a bit of a nuke in comparison to the rest of the team. And Thunder Wave helps a lot if you're trying to catch Shadow Pokemon. It's like immensely helpful. This is the second time I've used Jolteon. The first time was in Fire Red Leaf Green. In this team, it was great. The first time I played, I used Vaporeon. The rest of them are nicknamed, and I mostly... Oh, Ledian's not nicknamed, but I'll explain his nickname later. So with this team, I kind of wanted to give them hyped up names. So Dugong is just called The Deal, right? Because it was a seal, and I thought it's the real deal. They are the real deal. But of course, deal is spelt the way seal spelt the way seal is spelt. Out of the members of the team, so Dugong isn't very strong, like at all. He's got 70 above attacking stats. It's missing his fourth move because his Helping Hand, which is a purification move, it's just not there. Because I can show Helping Hand, it just don't come up. So Dugong actually was pretty good. So Safeguard was like never used, but I didn't really have a move to replace it with. Again, I probably should have picked up Protect for each of these Pokemon that had an empty move slot or an extra move slot, But like when you get Seal's Purification moveset comes with Surf and Ice Beam. Only Surf is Stab when you get Seal because it's a pure water type. But honestly, like having Surf and Ice Beam was like very helpful. So like in the fight before the final one, the guy has like a Flygon and a Salamence. And I had to use a couple of rare candies on Dugong since again under leveled. And yeah, it after a bit of touch up, it one shot that sucker. It was done. So like I would personally say this Dugong has been the real deal. I thought there's limited options, so I thought Dugong could be a fun water type to use. Originally, I was going to use Snorunt, but then I realized I need a water type badly. And then I didn't want overlapping types, and Ice type is already a finicky type to begin with. Something kind of funny happened during the end that threw me off because I forgot basic game mechanics. Was that Dugong has Thick Fat, so being a water and ice type, it 4 times resists ice already. With Thick Fat, I believe it's like 6 or 8 times. And I'm getting Shadow Articuno, and it's using Shadow Freeze, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I got Thick Fat, I can resist that. did not resist it because all shadow moves against non-shadow Pokemon are super effective. Next, we have the one. So the idea of this name is, just it's the one and only, right? And they came up quite a lot because you just get one shots out of nowhere and be like, here's the one and only, and get really hyped up about it. Even though I haven't been playing this game for that long, it's been a couple of days I've been playing it over. Fake Fat is great, over Guts. Maybe Guts would have been nicer, but in this game with double battles, you gotta be tankier overall. You can't really be a glass cannon, and by no means is Hariyama a glass cannon. It's got like 144 HP, though it has 60 in both defenses, base stat wise. The stats you're seeing up here are not base stats, they're like actual stats, and they're not properly adjusted because I don't know what EVs my Pokemon have, man. Hariyama. I've wanted to use Hariyama for a long time. I don't know why. I am a Hariyama fan. And maybe partially as well because of Hala. I really like Hala and he has a Hariyama, but Hariyama's a big man, with his big hands. He knows how to fight. I like Hariyama. Its moveset is really simple. So Fake Out is so good in double battles, man. Against the Shadow Lugia, I needed to paralyze it because I didn't even bother trying to catch it. I thought this thing needs to be dead because I'm not wasting a bunch of Pokeballs and time. I just want to finish this game tonight. Fake Out was great because I could use that Fake Out, then I go into Thunder Wave with Jolteon and then kind of pick it off. Brick Break, decent fighting type move. It did come up once where the Brick Break broke a light screen and reflect, which was nice. Earthquake was a late addition, which is what I really should have taught, Jolteon Protect for, because it came up a lot. I want to use Earthquake, but Jolteon's here, Jolteon would die. And with Hariyama was I think 120 defense. I checked Makuhita stats. Fun fact, Hariyama stats are literally, its base stats are literally double Makuhita's. I think that's the only time that occurs. Earthquake was nice, yeah. And then there's Rock Tomb, which, Hariyama is really, really slow on most things. It hit the speed control. It didn't really matter. Rock Tomb's not very strong. What other rock moves are even available? There's Eok. That's T. Oh my god, I can't type, man. I did it again. Live on camera. Red? Where did I go to red? See? Okay. There's Rock Slide, Rock Smash. But, there wasn't many options for moves for Hariyama. This is Gen 3, right? You need to remember that I don't think movesets got truly kind of good until Gen 4. So anything like before Gen 4, movesets are a bit scuffed. You're mostly looking to get, like, your type, your stab, plus normal. Like, movesets won't hyper vary during this time unless you're a normal type. Going next, She Is Here. So this name is a reference to Dracula Flow. And then there's one point where it goes, I am him. I have only ever been him, and I will always be him. And I thought, what's a hype up name for her? Oh, it says male there. Zangoose was a female. She is her. It sounds awkward, but I couldn't think of anything else, and I thought it sounded fun. For the moves, pretty nice moveset. So Brick Break, it gets being purified. It also got Refresh upon being purified, but it didn't really need it. Shadow Ball is a move. I taught it way later than I really should have. It needed to know it. I'm sorry, it's late. It needed to know it a lot sooner. But I taught it, and it worked well. It's because the ways moves work in prior to Gen 4 is where whether it's physical or special is tied to its actual type, and Ghost was physical for some reason. A good way of remembering what types are physical and special is to remember that every evolution type prior to Gen 6, because of course Fairy, we don't know about Fairy, what it would be physical and special, but every evolution type, so fire, electric, water, ice, grass, psychic, and dark, they're all special. Everything else is physical. Meaning, what was it, 17 types at this time. So there's only 7. Wow, it's quite lopsided, right? But so Zangoose has an base attack of 110. So with Shadow Ball, it's good. Taunt was there just because I had a move slot open, man. Just because of that. I maybe could have gotten an Iron Tail. Wasn't sure where to get it. Couldn't be bothered to get it. Taunt did come in handy where I was trying to catch a Shadow Pokemon, and I wanted Zangoose to do nothing. Crush Claw is a move which I believe is exclusive to Zangoose in this generation. His accuracy isn't perfect. I believe it has missed. It was annoying. Yeah, with Stab, it goes to 107 and has a chance of lowering defense. It's whatever, it's cool. I remember once I used to become like really interested in the idea of just using a singular move, so I'd raise a Pokemon up just to use that move. So I raised up a Zangoose just to use Crush Claw. I went on my way to get a Reggie's and Emerald just so I could use Superpower. I raised up a Cacnea because I just wanted to use Needle Arm. It's something a little autistic boy, an autistic man, like to do. Next we have Lunatone called Witching. See, I wanted to call it a Witching Hour, which I believe is like 3 a.m., which is where it's supposed to be all the supernatural, witchy stuff happens. I've been out at 3 a.m. It unfortunately doesn't. I would have loved a witch to have come along, but that's beside the point. So, Witching. So, I've used Solrock. I played a Pokemon Gold GBA Rob. And the entire team was pretty much just leftover Pokemon I wasn't actually planning to use. It's like Mariana, Ariado, Solrock. I ended up using them anyway. And I thought, I've used Solrock, gotta use Lunatone. Lunatone was alright. I believe its best attack is that special defense is like special attack is like 95. Nothing amazing. But with Twisted Spoon, it gets psychic as soon as it's like, purified. It works pretty well. The combo of Baton Pass, Cosmic Power never really came up, although Baton Pass did come up because a lot of Pokemon later game, like a Shadow Pokemon I should say, like to use a move called Shadow Hold, which locks both of your Pokemon in, which is great, it's wonderful. But Baton Pass bypasses that for some reason. And then Rock Tomb, its attack stat is really bad. It's like 55, but I had a move slot there. I didn't want to get another Ice Beam TM. And then finally, we got Ledian, called Baby Star, so it was spelled out BB space star, right? Because I thought, I'm going to make this darling a star. Let me tell you, it was not a star, which is really unfortunate, because we all know Ledian's terrible. It's got 35 attack, 55 special attack, 110 special defense for some reason. So I thought, gotta use Ledian at some point. I felt that Ledian would thrive best in this doubles environment where it could set up a light screen and reflect. And it did set them up at points, and it did help, but not much, because anytime it used an attack, it was bad. So for example, it having an aerial AC is like a gift bespoke, a gift given to us by the gods of genius sonority, who decided to add TM moves as recoverable kind of like purification moves for Shadow Pokemon. Because Ledian's level up moveset in Gen 3 is entirely normal and psychic type moves, not a single piece of stab. So, Area Race is strong as I got. But hey ho, Ledian's physical attack stat is 35. So there's times I'm thinking, okay, what like is Psybeam stronger? Because his special attack is like, it's not close to double, but it's 20 more points, man. That's like quite a bit. Whenever I wanted this thing to attack, it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. I'm apologizing for all the yawning. It's like 1 a.m. Anyway, yeah, anytime Ledian attacked, it was bad. But now I have used Ledian, I can say that. So, as you may have been seeing for the levels, my Pokemon's levels are quite low. Because I said, I didn't want to do grinding, right? See, the funny thing is, the really funny thing, is that Master Greevil, at the end of the game, so that's a spoiler for anyone, it's only like a 20-year-old game, they're like level 45 to level 50. Shadow Lugia is level 50. Greevil has the 3 legendary birds of Kanto, all level 50. Pain in the ass. So the way I got around this battle was that I didn't catch Lugia. I knocked it out. I mean, I've got a physical copy of XD. I've already done the whole dance. I don't need to do it again. So I knocked out the Lugia, and these Pokemon, this this eccentric team slapped together. It works through just dreams and scotch tape. They got through to the end, man. They worked together. I did have to use one healing item, which I felt bad about because Scribble doesn't use healing items. I'm underleveled. Leave it alone, right? And it all worked because I got to a master, because I kept that master ball you get. So I didn't use it on Lugia, but I used it on the Zapdos because I assumed, well, Zapdos seems like the most annoying Pokemon for this team. And I master balled the Zapdos, finished off the Articuno, and it's a good one. It's all done. Overall, my thoughts on XD playing him again, that's partially why I want to yap right now as well. Because it's been like 10 years since I played XD when I got it. And I think when I originally played XD, I played it at a bad time. I got Colosseum. It's like £15, great price. I played Colosseum. I played through that, and I thought, I want to play XD. So I got XD, got for like £64, which was expensive at the time. I still think that's expensive, but of course now we got stupid prices. That's besides the point. I got XD and I played for XD, and I thought wasn't like super into this. And I think it's not that I thought it was bad. It's a fun Pokemon game. It's got a challenge. If you want challenge, play Colosseum or XD. They will challenge you because double battles are a lot more complicated than single battles. Not to badmouth single competitive play. That of course has its own, nuances. But in terms of like main playing Pokemon game, double battles are just going to give you a more challenging time than singles. These games will give you a challenge. I think they genuinely will. Especially considering how easy it is to be underleveled in these games. But like XD, so I didn't play with great headspace. I mean, having bad anxiety at the moment, and that has made some parts of the games a little more bad, I guess. So maybe I need to play it again in the future when I'm in a better headspace. But points in this game were a real slog, man. And I mean, there's one part of Phenaxy where you got to battle a bunch of guys, and I mean a bunch of guys. And when you're trying to catch all the Shadow Pokemon, which I didn't really do, it's purely because I felt bad for these digital creatures. But it just takes ages, and you have to go back to heal. But because the town's under siege, there's no Pokemon Center lady. So you got to go on JPC, you heal them. That part took me a good hour to 2 hours. It was a slog, brain-meltingly boring at that point. The final area as well takes like a third of the game, it feels like. It's so long. And when that's cool, right? Because it means like it's a big final labyrinth. And on paper, that is cool. However, right? You remember, you're snagging, that's the term, snagging. You're snagging a bunch of shadow Pokemon. And it takes ages. And they do have the good graces of putting a good amount of healing centers, like portable Pokemon healing machines in areas. So it's not the worst, but like, man, that final area is long. It's really quite long. So like overall, like it's a good Pokemon game. It's got good humor. It looks good. This is quite, I think, a physical visual jump from Colosseum to XD. In terms of the world of XD, it's brighter than Colosseum because you got some areas like, like the lab Michael, the MC, comes from. You've got Gation Port, which is vibrant. It's got a bunch of water. It's nice, similar to Phenaxy. The Pokemon Center in Gation Port looks awesome from the outside. So it's brighter than Colosseum's Ore, but it's less gritty, I guess, and like that's a big selling point I think of Ore. It's quite a gritty region. Like I think we all agree it is cool that in Colosseum, you play as an adult protagonist, even if he's only like 18. It's the closest we've gotten, and it's a grittier take on Pokemon. They scaled that back for XD. The gameplay's fun, although if you're playing not physically and you're not intending to fill your whole in Pokedex, which I can't imagine why you'd be doing. Watch Johnstone's video on it. It's expensive. Don't try catch everything. It really slogs down the game. And maybe if I do a playthrough where I'm strictly just catching the Pokemon I'm going to use, maybe I'll have a better time. Maybe I'll be right leveled because like you saw my Lelian was level 39, man. That's also partially because Lelian is terrible. and I couldn't justify bringing it onto battle much. It had its moments. Did it? I think it had its moments where you used light screen, and that helped. Oh, the one thing it did at the end of the game, it somehow just like naturally tanked a super effective Shadow Flame from Moltres, which was crazy. That was Baby Star's moment. I'm just gonna type its name in. That's his type. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on, XD Ori after just beating it. I would say overall, if it's your first time playing, you're probably gonna have a really great time. Second time playing, don't do what I did and feel bad for all the shadow Pokemon. Try to catch them all. It takes a lot of extra time. Like my playthrough, I can check my playthrough time. I don't even know how long I've been yapping, man. But my voice sounds a bit thingy as well. My playthrough was about 25, 26 hours. I think if you're not trying to catch everything, you should have a good couple hours off that. And as long as you're also not willing to grind, like, it sounds super nerdy, but like I've got a lot of experience of Pokemon. I've been playing it my entire life. It's my special interest. I'm autistic as hell. So me being able to manage the game under leveled, if you got less experience with Pokemon, again, I'll remind you, these are harder Pokemon games. Try to make sure your levels are a bit more on top of things, especially if you're trying to catch everything, because the game will just knock you apart. Like the final fight has 6 shadow Pokemon. You can catch all of his Pokemon. It's crazy. But yeah, that's it. And well, I'll see you all next time for the yapping I decide to do next.